All right, guys. Welcome back to another show. Yeah, this is my brother, by the way.
Hi.
We also have a show on his platform called Different Dad Podcast. I'll leave the description down at the bottom. And this is, I guess, more of a commentary about some of the events that's been, I guess, happening in our world, and this is pretty much kind of like our take on it. In fact, we actually did a recording prior to this
yesterday,
but audio was kind of muffled, so this is pretty much us doing it again, and perhaps it'll be a bit more constructive, since we had some time to actually sit on when we were talking about. And I guess what I was thinking about was because when I was, again, I went back and was thinking about some of the things we was going over. And I think one of the things that kind of stuck out with me, because I don't know if you want me to, if you're okay with the talk on this, is that you're about to become a father, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
About 4 or 5 months from now.
I'm about to become an uncle.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 months from now.
It's something new.
Something new. And how does that make you feel? Like, because the world's always been kind of divisive, and because I was just thinking, like, as an uncle, like my duties, like, what I would be tasked to do, and I'm like, shit, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna be overprotective, extremely overprotective.
I know I am, just because I know it's a baby girl.
It's a baby girl, so.
Yeah. I always thought, even way before having kids, I'm talking about like when I was a teenager, I thought about, man, our next generation is gonna be like bad, real bad. This is gonna get worse. So with that in the back of my mind, I still wanted to have kids. Something to leave my legacy behind, I guess, as some people would say. But it's a different feeling that you're about to become one. It feels different. And with this climate right now, my words back then, they stand firm and strong. Like, I don't think it's gonna get any better world-wise. Raising somebody in this climate seems scary already.
Like,
and I got time to like adjust to it. But I know being a parent, you gotta do a lot of adjusting, and we just gonna see.
Yeah, so, and the climate we're talking about at the moment is a couple days ago, actually.
Yeah. Weeks.
George, what's his last name?
George Floyd. Yeah. Also Ahmaud Arbery, also Breonna Taylor.
Ahmaud Arbery, yeah. It was kind of like a succession of deaths that was occurring in America that pretty much steamed up the topics of the racial topics again that kind of pretty much plagued America since
for years.
Yeah, for years.
Like centuries.
Yeah, centuries. It was here before we were here, and it's going to probably be here after we're gone. And one of the things is that of course, like I said, it spiked racial tension again. But and again, I was like, one of the things that we were talking about is how we don't really see in our first I guess the lost tapes of how we don't really see an end in sight, or there wouldn't be an end, and and I was like, well, that's kind of like, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, this kind of ended hopeless.
Yeah.
And
counterproductive with what's trying to happen right now.
yeah, and
like just to say. Like, just to feel hopeless, and then also realize that all 50 states protested. That's like never happened before.
It wasn't just all 50 states. We even had England
yeah,
in the action,
and Canada,
so it was almost pretty much the whole world,
just for us,
solidarity, for racial tension, for the divide that we have in this country. But my thing is that I was always thinking what would success look like? Like, what would it? Okay, we've been on the streets before. you know, we've, you know, for years of, you know, what it actually, you know, because I couldn't really see an answer because I feel like we're not necessarily talking past each other. It's that we're speaking a complete different language. Like, for instance, the word racism, you know, if you ask one person what that word means, you'll get a different definition from somebody else, you know. And so we're not even using the same terms. You know, what somebody would say was racist. In fact, I was watching like some debates prior, and then there was this one dude that was like, you know, he was saying pretty much he kind of concluded, or the person that was listening to him, he kind of concluded that, you know, you wouldn't really see anything racist unless it was like something extreme, like it was like, this is clear, you know, racism. And then, you know, so we're not really defining our terms. So that's why, you know, so when I hear like, you know,
I mean, we with that, and plus when we're talking to each other, it's like we're not listening to each other to begin with, to even have this conversation. So I thought I'd put that out there too.
Right.
Speaking of my baby, it's like she right there. I just realized she was in the shot.
Who? Your baby?
Yeah, see? Like right here.
Oh, your baby, yeah.
But I think with this uprise right now, I feel like it's to the point where this is years of this happening.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, and I think that was one of the, because I was telling you that Trina, she was talking about it. She also has a show, and she was talking about it, and her and Trick Daddy on the same show, and she was kind of talking about how, well, she was, you know, she ended up calling, you know, the pretty much the people that went and looted and stole from others, animals.
Did she say the looters, or did she say the protesters?
Huh?
Like, what were her exact words? Because you can...
I listened to it once.
Okay.
I listened to it once, so I want to say she said protesters.
Because what gets people riled up is the fact that we use these words. That's like saying all black men cheat.
Right.
No, we don't. Please stop saying that.
That is true.
It's like you get lumped in a category when you participate in something, and I think that's what pisses some people off when people come against protesters.
Yeah, I was listening to someone else how they were saying that with, you know, BLM, Black Lives Matters, and all these protesters, that, you know, they also implicate them as well, because you know the energy that you're gonna bring. You know you're gonna bring. You know they're gonna come out, and you know you're gonna bring those guys. So, and I'm assuming, well,
but that's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but they know it's gonna happen. You see what you know? I'm just, you know, looking at both sides of the argument, because, you know, that's how you kind of stay objective rather than try to pick a side, especially when I don't really know all the, you know, facts that matter.
Yeah.
I think one of her friends' stores got hit, you know, while
she felt that energy.
So yeah, it was personal. Yeah. It became personal.
See, my thing with that is, I would then in turn, like, you understand what's going on. You understand why people are protesting. You also understand why some people are looting and destroying stuff.
Yeah.
Those people are angry, and then you got people that just go out there just to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Now it came to me. I remembered that from school, right? There was this guy, we called the Karate Kid, right? We had the same. Like
the real Karate Kid?
No. He was a black kid. He was a black kid, and he was just and we just called him the Karate Kid because he did martial arts, and he was like really good at it. And but, you know, I was coming in as a freshman. He was, I think, junior, maybe senior. But there was this other kid that somehow who also was a freshman, that somehow got his jersey. He got some of his jerseys, took the Karate Kid's jerseys, and he sold them.
Oh, he got beat up.
And I found out because, you know, it's a small. Well, it was Woodlawn, so it wasn't a small school. It was like, but, you know, we knew, and we knew what was going to happen was when at the end of the gym class, like, you know, so but it came at the end of, you know, gym period. We was all in our locker rooms, and you know, the Karate Kid came in there, and, you know,
so his stuff was missing.
But no, he already sold it.
Oh.
He already sold it. So it's like, and the Karate Kid found out it was already him.
All right.
So it was like, when we got there doing gym practice, we all just practiced whatever the coaches and the teachers told us to practice. And the entire time, we already knew what was going to happen. Once when this was over, you're in, Karate Kid, going to have it out. So once when we went to the locker room, I'm getting dressed, and he knows what's about to happen, and I'm like, I didn't, that's pretty much like, well, and then we're about to walk out. People are looking around for the teachers because people want to see a fight. And
that's how it be.
The Karate Kid came down the steps. Kid was right there, dropped his books. Karate Kid tripped him, hit him a couple of times. Kid was busted all open. Right, busted all open. I think Karate Kid said something, but I can't remember what he said. And then he hit the kid again, and then he left. And then then everybody else left, and then the kid got up, face bloody.
So he knew that was gonna happen to him.
Yeah, he knew that was gonna happen to him, and like the kid was pissed off, of course, and then he just pushes the door open, just violently pushes the gym door open, and I guess he walked to the nurse's, stormed to the nurse's hospital, or to the nurse's room, and now. Because the kid was outmatched, of course. He knew he couldn't, hang with the Karate Kid if it came down to it. And I guess what I'm saying about how I see it, the reason why I brought that story up is because because again, it's all about you hear me say this is tribal stuff. In fact, in my last little snippet that I have on my channel, I was trying to say that the reason why this is happening for another reason is because we're tribal. The reason why I caught wave like this is because we're tribal, and we have special interests that are trying to galvanize their base because the election season is coming up. Yeah, that's one of the points that I believe. I am not going to say that I believe it is happening. That is the agenda. We are being manipulated. George Floyd's death is being used to get us to vote how they want us to vote.
I wonder which way they want us to vote if that's the case, because
like I was saying,
that on the video that got muffled, it's really not much to vote for.
Yeah. Well, let's hold on to that one. But let's get back to that. Let me just finish up what I was like, the connection with the story. Since it's tribal, right? Who's the majority in the American, population? Whites, right? Yeah. I think it's like 60-70%, 67%. I'll put the I guess the
demographic.
The demographic up, and I believe that Black Americans make up 13% of the population. I think it's going down. I'm not necessarily sure. We're not having enough babies, I suppose. Too many Planned Parenthoods. I'm going to edit that part.
Please edit that part out. I was going to say something too. Yeah.
That says something obscene. But
you almost got yourself canceled.
I almost got myself canceled. But population, they're 70%, 13%, right? What would that fight look like? Like if we were all to just get guns, be like, all right, we got guns. Be like, all right, not only do we got guns, but we got people, So so it makes sense that we lash out, at least for the ones that just go out and they just want to, the only thing they can do is just, destroy something, They're not going out to try to benefit off of somebody else's hard work.
You see what that half the time, it's not even us.
Yeah, but that is true, and I also believe that this is more of a theory. I believe that people are hired to go to these protests and start stuff.
That's wild. You know how much what's got to happen for that. You know how much people got to get
special interest, bro. Special interest. That's so when I can't remember the woman's name, when she was like, "We will do better when you do better," like even though you know, her history is shaky, you know, because everybody was like, "Yeah, you guys came here and y'all looted and pillaged and stuff like that." History is shaky, you know. That's not actually how it happened. That's not actually what happened with the settlers. But I'm not going to get into that. I probably might save that for another time when we talk about probably slavery and the history of slavery or something like that.
We ain't doing that today.
No, not today. But yeah, so being able to lash out like that, I can see why, you know, I can, because we are pretty much that kid in school where we're pretty much outgunned and out, you know, invested, I suppose you can say. So when she's like, we'll do better if we see you do better because you're you're bigger in number. So I see what she's saying. You're bigger in number, and you should lead, you know, because you're bigger in number.
I guess my only thoughts on that, I guess to go back on the Trina thing when she was talking about people rioting, like, I'm just say this for just people who just want to bring up the black on black violence while this is going on. Say you're going to a protest about cancer, okay, and you scream out, "What about diabetes?" You see how redundant that is? This is something about cancer. This is a protest about cancer. Duh, right? Duh, that's happening. But we're talking about cancer right now.
Right.
Just like how we're talking about police brutality right now. Right now, the focus is not on black on black, which one day it will be. But right now, it's police brutality.
Do you think there will ever be
which happens too often?
Do you think that there will ever be a day where we would talk about, you know, the issues of the black, you know, that we do among each other?
I mean, we kind of talk about it every day. If you want to be.
But I mean, like, but again, we talk about cop violence every day too. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
we talk about about violence as a whole.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess
it hits harder when you have people that's supposed to have power, and they abuse their power. So that's why it hits more.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it just affects people. And for people to not understand that, for people to not understand for instance, why Colin Kaepernick kneeled, like, sometimes you gotta stop looking at what you think is the problem and start thinking about why he's doing it.
You know, we're so close to the next election date that, you know, for it to line up the way it does, you know, because the thing is, how does, you know, like I was saying, you know, I was trying to make the point is, like, you know, you see Trump, how he galvanizes his base. He gets on TV, he gets the people behind him, and he just starts talking about, you know, his successes and, you know, how, you know, fake news that, you know, does his hands like this and like
China,
this, you know, like this,
that's
or however he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came from China. And of course, he shoots himself in the foot. Looting and shooting. You know, when the looters, what you say, he put out a text. I probably would put it up. And the thing is that he said it was kind of vague. He was like, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, or something like that.
Oh yeah. He actually tweeted that.
Yeah.
He tweeted that.
Somebody
that
take
was
his
wild,
phone, bro.
Yeah, that was wild. This is some stuff you don't need to say.
Just take his phone.
And then your president.
You know, but yeah.
Like, it's people that have voices that are just saying the wrong things at the wrong time.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the masses wanted them, the states wanted them, so, you know.
And that's the thing.
But the thing is, he wants some political.
Media, the masses, like, this would be. You said how it was like 70% Caucasian, 13% African American, something around that.
Like, yeah.
But it's crazy how they come to us for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we're geniuses.
It's crazy.
We're geniuses.
Sick.
Look at our resume. Look at the black resume.
Yeah.
Not just from music or anything like that, just from inventions.
And
inventions alone.
And our 13%, we have like a voice, and you see it in the media now that we have a voice. It's just that the fact that we got the wrong people speaking for us sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, like, I think that's one, like I was saying, how, you know, generally he gets brought up in discussions, especially on the ground. When I was watching on the grounds with protesting, like, you know, he always gets brought up. He's like, yeah, he said this and this, and, you know, when the looting charts are shooting charts and stuff like this. And then, like, I saw a friend who posted his commentary on it. He was like, yeah, and then, you know, one of our answers is that we can go vote. Like, and be like, yeah, so this is what the goal is to get you guys to, like, to vote, like, you know, primarily against him. And I'm not for it or with anybody, you know. Like I said, I'm not saying who you.
Can I say how I feel about voting on your channel?
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, well, like, I guess
vote for your district. How about that? The president of the United States is not up to you; it's up to who you put in them seats. You don't have to vote for the president because at the end of the day,
yeah, you can leave it.
You're not the person who's putting him in power.
You can leave it in void. Yeah, you can vote for everybody else and leave the president and vice president void. You can put your name there.
So we've seen it 4 years ago. We didn't vote for Trump to be in office, but he got up in there.
Electoral college.
Yep. So
he didn't win the majority. Well, he didn't win the majority.
Vote in your district. Vote for the people you think should be in charge. Look at their policies.
Yeah.
The president of the United States, although he's the president of the United States, he's POTUS, he's this person in the seat. He doesn't run everything.
Checks and balances.
Yeah. It's the way you look at it.
But yeah. Well,
but are you gonna listen to you or just a wife beater on YouTube with locks?
I like to listen to both arguments because then that's how you kind of make, you know, a sound decision when it comes to you. And then it
what should be happening in the
despite you know, we all have our own like inherent biases. But you know, yeah, which will be happening in November, which is gonna be interesting to see because we're gonna see a dude that doesn't mind mouthing off to a dude that might forget his name.
Or how about what a dude that clearly doesn't have any filter versus a dude that clearly rapes women.
And we can't indict him on it because, you know, he probably forgot it by now.
And a dude that says you're not black if you don't vote for him.
And you know,
this is crazy, bro. This is crazy that this is happening right now.
But you know, like I was saying, like Maryland, you know, we generally vote left. We're a democratic state.
I'm not voting for that dude.
It's only a few times in history.
I can't vote for that dude. I'll say that.
It's only.
Sorry. Just the year for the independent. Who knows?
You know the thing. You know the thing. Remember what I told you about
the thing.
You know, he'd be smelling on girls and you know, and then he was talking about
he's a sick bastard.
And he was talking about
and that's what listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know What's-Her-Face wasn't like all that.
The funny thing about it is that, you know,
I know What's-Her-Face had his problems and he old as hell, but come on, dog. He dropped out again.
Oh, you're talking about what's his name? The socialist. Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Yeah, Bernie.
How you feel between Bernie and Biden? Like, I know Bernie got his issues, but man.
Well, I mean, I don't really care for the Democrat Party as a whole.
No, I don't care about anybody. For real.
Same. But like, I just think that because, you know, I think that when it comes to, I guess I put up that too. It's like blacks vote like overwhelmingly in the Democratic Party. I think it's like a cool 70%, 80%.
That's a lot.
Because the thing is that if we don't vote, if we no longer vote for in that system, they no longer win. We're that important, you know. You know, that's why race is so important because that's why race is so important in the Democratic Party. When it comes to like other parties, the Independent and the Republican Party, it's not. It's more about principle, selective principles. Whereas, you know, Democrat Party is usually like it's all about its groups. You know, the blacks, LGBT.
It's about pleasing everybody.
You know, yeah.
Everybody.
And you see that happening. You know, that you're not black. You know, hot sauce in my bag. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
going on Arsenio show with a saxophone. I remember being in class one day in college, and this was criminal justice class. I'll just bring up a short story. And the teacher, he had gave us a little, not a packet, but a little questionnaire to fill out. And little did we know, the questionnaire was, are you Democrat, or are you more Democrat, or are you more Republican? Like, just to see where everybody says that. People raised their hands in class, about a good 90%, a good, great portion was Democrats. Gave their answers back. They were more Republican than they thought they was.
I mean, from where I'm at, because since I'm so tired of everything,
I'm
so jaded.
Yeah, I'm jaded too.
I don't know where I'm at. So it's like I said, we're important to the Democratic Party. Like, if we don't vote, or if we vote, I think it's like if the Republicans get like a good 30% of our vote. I think that's what kind of happened in the other election. They lost
because everybody wasn't voting last year. 4 years ago.
Yeah, right. I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out, because you have somebody that's very hated against somebody that nobody wants in, because he looked like he might die during inauguration. You know what I mean? If not die, he's going to forget that he's president, you know, when he has to sign the first paper. But like, again, it's competition, it's war, you know, between them. You know what I mean? And they're trying to get us. They're trying to
get us to,
you know, pick a side. Yeah. Well, pick their side.
Little do they know. Little do they know.
We're gonna vote for Joe Biden. Well, at least most blacks will, because that's just what we do. We vote mostly in Democrat. We vote mostly Democrat.
Makes my skin crawl. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Like, you know that most white people are gonna vote in. Like, the funny thing is that Trump, like, again, I'm not like pro-Trump or anti-Trump or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, you know,
this dude's crazy.
I mean, yeah. Like, the funny thing is that Trump joked about, you know, what women might let him do, you know, or what he could get away with, you know, doing, you know, to women if they wanted that.
Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't.
You know what I mean? But that was, you know, he was joking about it. Biden.
He might have did that.
Might have did it.
Yeah, he might have did that. He might have did that. Trump might have did it too, but Biden is more of, we got women out that's like trying to sue you.
Yeah, but
speaking of this, since we're on it, how do you feel about some of these? It's a list of companies that are in support of Trump.
It's America.
I don't really feel a way. I just like,
I mean, like the UFC.
Some companies did it 4 years ago, and y'all still went to them.
Yeah, UFC Dana White was supported Donald Trump. You know
listen, I don't care, bro.
I think he's friends with Vince.
Yeah, he's friends with Vince, but Vince he didn't put in his campaign.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he has to win somehow. He you know what I mean.
You gotta have money to win. You gotta have money to win anything.
You have to have money. You have to have connections.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna tell you guys how to vote. You know.
And this is why we protest. You should look at my face as we was talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys how to vote. You know.
That's why we like, protest. One of the things is that we are sick and tired of this, bro. Yeah, we ain't got no good face.
Yeah. My thing is that I don't see how, like, again, you know, what the end game is. I don't see what the end game is to it. The only thing I see is that, you know,
Malcolm X
we're being manipulated.
Malcolm X said the cost of freedom is death. And a lot of people
then you gotta define freedom.
Yeah. What's freedom to you?
Freedom.
That's freedom this.
You know, leave that in the comment section. What is
freedom this? Is freedom money?
That we can come back to some sort of form of healing, you know, even though I don't know what that looks like.
Because we don't know what freedom is.
Because we have
that's another topic.
We have to define those terms. Like, what is freedom?
Another topic.
What is racism? You know what I mean? Like, what are these terms that we throw around? Because every single person.
Man, I want to be free from bills, you know.
Yeah, in fact, In fact, you know, like, what is the end game? You know, what would you guys say would be like something that you want? Are you looking for a utopia? You know what I mean? The abolishment of the police. You know what I mean?
I want to say the abolishment of the corrupt police and police that don't know what the fuck. that don't know what they're doing.
Shout out to all my
I censored
Christian
myself.
subscribers. Shout out to all my
I'd
Christian
love to do something.
subscribers. I appreciate y'all. We beloveds.
No, that's actually
Crip.
the Christian sign. No.
Christian sign.
Yeah. Would that really be the Christian sign?
I don't know.
That's like saying,
It's either this
that's
or
like
the
saying,
fish.
I'm gonna stab you with a knife. Now the knife is your symbol. All right, we getting too much.
No, all right, well,
we getting too much.
yeah, but you know, I don't know exactly what the end game is. You know, what the end game for all this is. All I see is, you know, that the election is coming up soon, and we're being manipulated for votes, and so we can let somebody else take power. You kind of disagree.
Yeah, I disagree, but you know.
But I mean, that's why we have these platforms, you know, and it's okay to disagree, regardless how wrong my brother is. Yeah, but again, leave you guys' comments below. You know,
Tell us what you think.
tell us what you think of
He's
some
gonna
of the
read them.
topics. Yeah, some of the topics, and I'll respond back. Some of the topics that we covered today. He also has his own platform. Was it Ficken Bayo? Is that what we
Ficken Bio.
Ficken Bio? But it's not an I in it.
Ficken Bayo.
Ficken
EY.
Bayo. FIKNBEYO. We also have our own thing. I don't know if I said
Different
that.
Dads
to you.
Podcast. You can
Different
also
Dad.
find on my channel. How about you go there now? I have a white beater on for a reason.
If you like what you heard, please leave a comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget that hit that bell notification to know the next time that I'm posting. I'm also going to be on his platform. He's going to probably most likely be on my platform again. And make sure you guys be of service to one another. And Godspeed, y'all.
I forgot that was your
That's my
outro. Yeah.
I might change it. I don't know.
Yeah, you might.
Godspeed,
need
y'all.
to. Yeah, Godspeed, y'all.
You know what Godspeed?
I mean, Godspeed is in The Flash. He's kind of like a pretty cool guy. Even though he's a villain.
And that's what you think of when I say Godspeed.
Yeah.
You think I'm a villain?
Or Godspeed. How would Godspeed if he's always on time?
You know where we get the word Godspeed?
No.
It comes from Godsped, and it means to be blessed by God quickly or something like that. Not necessarily like God being there
Quickly.
yeah, or something like that. I gotta look it up. I'll put it at the box below. I mean, or you know, I'll bring it up. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but yeah. But it comes from Godsped, GODSPEDE.
But that's the same as saying stay blessed, right?
Hmm?
That's the same as saying stay blessed.
I won't necessarily say it means the same as stay blessed, because kind of like saying stay blessed, you're kind of absent. You're taking God out of it. You know.
Stay blessed by God.
Yeah, something like stay blessed by God. We actually get something. We derive one of our. I think it was either hello or goodbye from God bless. In fact, I think it's goodbye. Like goodbye is rooted in God bless. Like, you know, over time.
That's good.
You know, so yeah.
Take the O out.
So yeah, it's just so you know.
God.
We have a lot of our
1 + 1 = 8.
history is rooted in, you know, Christendom. Still, you know,
And
who knows exactly how, you know, other stuff, you know, a lot of Greek stuff, a lot of heliocentric stuff, you know, zodiacs and stuff like that.
Yep.
All that pagan stuff.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. No, you don't.
Some people love it. Whatever floats your boat.
Never float your boat. But yeah, you guys take care.